I assembled a team that reached the highest rank in the game in just 8 days, putting me in the top 3 of the Dynasty Mode leaderboards. In this video, I'm going to break down my lineup, player by player, and explain why they were the perfect fit for my Hall of Fame run. Last season, I actually went with a lineup consisting of Jamal Murray, Drew Holiday, LeBron James, Lauri Markkanen, and Domantas Sabonis. I wanted a free-flowing offense prioritizing ball movement and surrounding LeBron with shooters. I also wanted to rebound easily with Sabonis and spread the floor with Markkanen. In theory, it seemed good. I'd just dunk on opponents if their centers were weak enough. If they secured the paint, I'd pass it out and someone would shoot it. But with no true shot blockers, I was vulnerable to the auto dunk mechanic in Dynasty Mode. Yup, exactly that. Now, you might have noticed I'm a Lakers fan. Since NBA Infinite is dominated by 3-point shooting, dunking, and shot blocking, my first idea was to recreate the 2019-2020 Lakers starting lineup. It had Avery Bradley at point guard, Danny Green at shooting guard, LeBron James at small forward, Anthony Davis at power forward, and JaVale McGee at center. But Bradley, Green, and McGee aren't in NBA Infinite yet. Here's how I built my lineup. I went with an R7 Marcus Smart because, well, besides him being really cheap, he's the best fit for Bradley's role. He's a defensive guard who can pass well and hit occasional shots. He's a really good defender against most guards, has great steal stats, and is a good passer, making him ideal for bringing the ball up. He also has decent 3-point shooting. He doesn't have finishing or shooting moves, and he'll struggle to guard the best point guards like Stephen Curry or Luka Doncic. Marcus Smart locks down most guards in the game. I can count on him to stay with this man even if I get crossed up. As long as I don't get completely juked, I can recover and contest the shot. He can also avoid screens using his level 3 slippery worm skill, so I'm in good shape to deal with guards using screens to get open. He can also hit timely open shots, but I don't rely on him for threes, especially when Dynasty Mode games can get out of hand quickly. Now, I know I could have used Drew Holiday, but the thing is, I sold everyone except LeBron and tried to get Klay Thompson to R7. I wanted him for his sharp shooting, strength, and defensive stat. This was my best attempt to stop the auto dunk meta. He'd fill Danny Green's role, and my goal was to get him open for easy shots. Klay Thompson demands attention from behind the 3-point line because of his shooting stats and quick release. He's also a really good defender thanks to his strength and defensive stat. I know exactly what I want from Klay, but it's more of a user error. I just can't rely on him to create his own shot in one-on-one situations. I use Klay mainly to create space for LeBron and AD to drive to the paint. I also run a lot of plays to get him open shots and take advantage of his quick off-ball movement. Of course, we have an R5 LeBron James at small forward. I'll have him handle the ball most of the time to drive and kick to Klay or other players for handoffs and fast breaks. He can drive to the basket, defend most small forwards really well, pass like a point guard, and be unstoppable if there are no shot blockers on the other team. I'm not confident in LeBron's shooting stats, especially in the fast-paced Dynasty Mode. That's why I let Klay, Marcus Smart, or even Brook Lopez do most of the shooting. LeBron handles the ball most of the time, and even though I'm not proud of it, I use him for the auto dunk mechanic. He leads the attack and passes off to AD or Klay if they overcommit to any of us three. At power forward, I should have Anthony Davis here, but I put Brook Lopez to fill JaVale McGee's role. Brook Lopez might be cheap, but he's valuable because of his good blocking stats and ability to shoot threes. I got an R7 Brook Lopez because of these key factors: an 849 blocking stat, his target lock exclusive skill, and his good shooting stats, including a 656 mid-range stat and a 790 3-point stat. This means I can stretch the floor while also protecting the rim. While you can rely on him to block shots, being at power forward means he'll go against quicker and stronger bigs, and he won't be able to keep up. Also, his rebounding stats aren't the best, so most of the time AD doesn't get much help on the boards. Believe it or not, I occasionally run plays for Brook Lopez to shoot threes and finish fast break opportunities, but I mainly rely on him to block shots at the rim. At center, we have Anthony Davis, who's probably the most sought-after defensive big in the game. He's my number one counter against the auto dunk mechanic, which is why I put him at center instead of power forward. The auto dunk is usually done from the inbound, so the center position is free to guard the basket. AD being ready to block can deter most, if not all, auto dunk attempts. You already know his strengths, which are blocking shots and dunking. His defensive anchor skill also improves his teammates' defense, blocks, and steals, which helps tighten up the defense. While he has decent mid-range stats, I wouldn't rely on him to shoot from anywhere unless it's a buzzer beater situation. I use him as a screener for Clay most of the time and dunk in transition. He's also my third option if defenders leave him open due to Clay and LeBron's gravity. On defense, it all starts with Marcus Smart. As soon as we're on defense, I activate all switch so I can switch even when screened. You can get a speed boost by tapping on switch defense, but it weakens the defensive ability of the entire team. If the opposing team has a go-to scorer who's really hard to guard one-on-one, like James Harden, Steph Curry, Giannis, or Joel Embiid, that's when I activate inside double team and toggle call double team as soon as they cross the 3-point line to make it harder for them to make their move. I do have to be mindful of whoever will be open because of the double team. If I don't react quickly, it's an open jumper or a free dunk to the basket. For auto dunkers, even if I had Clay with the best strength and defense stats, along with the level 4 brick wall, I still couldn't stop auto dunkers. So if it comes to teams with auto dunkers, I have AD ready to block the shot. If not, LeBron James and Brook Lopez are there to protect the rim as well. If I play good defense, it almost always leads to a fast break opportunity. I always try to look for AD or LeBron for a dunk, but if a transition 3 is available and I'm up, I'll take the risk. But most times, whoever is leading the break will end up getting the basket. This is where I make most of my points in some games, and it sometimes makes the difference against really good defensive team. For offense, I have 3 main plays to get an easy basket. First, I call the 3-point play from inbound and pass to Clay. As LeBron runs to the hoop, I hand it off to him and finish with an auto dunk. I know it feels like cheating, but I got abused by this mechanic last season, so I'm using it until they fix it. I could just pass to LeBron, but sometimes the other player gets smart and puts their center to protect the rim. Other times, the opposing small forward is strong enough to prevent the drive. That's why I pass to Clay first, make them think I'm trying to drive or shoot with Clay, and once I feel like the auto dunk will succeed, I pass to LeBron for the easy dunk. If that doesn't work, I use my second go-to play, the triple repeat. You can toggle this if you have this 3-point play activated. I call this play while LeBron handles the ball, and this is where the magic happens. Once I see Clay running to get open, I make the opponent think I'm going to drive with LeBron. If they commit their shot blocker to the rim and Clay gets open, it's an open shot every time. If they commit to Clay and don't have shot blockers, I'll dunk with LeBron. And if they commit to both Clay and LeBron, I'll pass to AD if I see an open lane for a dunk. For my third go-to play, I call the screen offense. If you activate this with a guard, the power forward will run to the 3-point line. But if you run it with a power forward or center, the shooting guard will get freed up. So I run this with AD handling the ball, and I find the right timing to hand it off to Clay for the open shot. If the guy I'm against overcommits during the play, I can score with Marcus Smart being open behind the 3-point line, beat my defender with AD, or wait for LeBron to cut and get a dunk. And that's how I built my Dynasty Mode lineup in NBA Infinite. It's a team capable of defending the 3, auto-dunking, and using the trio of LeBron, AD, and Clay to give the opposing team headaches. What's your dream lineup in NBA Infinite? How should I upgrade my lineup? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.